Sorry, the what?
The Hammel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was really good. Even when they got a couple hits that they did get, or some really good at bats, they did work. He made good pitches, and just sometimes good hitters are going to do well in those moments, and Freeman did, and Swisher did. But I thought he was really sharp, much better command of everything. Everything was working, so I know he's leaving the ballpark today feeling pretty good about himself.
When you see that many opposite field home runs, does it tell you anything?
Well, the wind's blowing out the left. No, I like the idea that our guys are, for me, I mean, okay, technically they're staying inside the ball. They're not trying to do too much. Are we playing the elements? I don't know. Because Schwarber can't hit the ball that way, Riz can. Montero definitely does. Now, KB does also. So, I mean, that's part of their game. I mean, I think that's why this group of guys are such good hitters, and the reason why they see so many pitches is that they'll do those. They will use the other field.
Was the wind blowing out the left?
It was, yeah. I mean, I thought there was some balls that were aided out there. Then KB's base hit was kind of knocked down. I definitely thought, yeah. I mean, like Dexter hit his ball well, but that ball was definitely carried at least 10 feet farther.
Opposing pitchers really have to pick their poison with everybody contributing.
Of course, and then the other part is, I guess, from our side, we're leading by several runs, but I've talked to you about it before. I managed in Midland, Texas. I was scarred from that experience. So when the wind's blowing out and the game never seems to be in hand, regardless of how good your guy's going, because a fly ball can change the game. We've talked about it, the Wrigley Field, the diverse Wrigley Field, where it can be a couple of different ballparks. So, you might be warming up guys you normally wouldn't be under other circumstances if that wind was blowing in, but I think you have to pay attention to a lot of different things. And obviously, your pitchers that could get weak contact or swings and misses within the strike zone, and also ground balls, they're the guys that can really pitch well with the wind blowing out.
How important was it for you to get Hammel back to a productive 100? I know you don't like 100, but productive, pitch count.
Yeah, I mean, I know psychologically for him it was really big. To get through that one inning, who did he make? The last out was Lavarnway, who had really swung the bat well against them. And had they got a couple guys on in front of him, I would have gone the grim right there, but we did not. They did not. So he gets Lavarnway on the slider. That's really nice. Then the pinch hitter he gets and he leaves feeling really, really good about himself, and that's important. When you're trying to build a pitcher's confidence, you just don't want to leave him out there a little bit too long. You try to get him at the right time. He's leaving, like I said, he's going to leave this ballpark today feeling absolutely wonderful about his performance, and as he should. And then the next one could be benefited by that.
He just wanted to get Addison off his feet there. Russell.
He had a little bit of an issue with his leg, a little bit of tightness in the groin, so I got him out of there.
Joe, you guys were always confident, you and the guys in the clubhouse, but now that you've won 20 of 25 over the last month, what has that done to raise the confidence of this entire club?
Well, I mean, then you really buy into philosophy, whether it's American Legion Week, whether it's what we're doing on defense, whether it's the information coaches are giving to players. Everybody buys in, and that's when you really get on the same page. So baseball players can be a funny lot. If things aren't going so well, then maybe the buy-in isn't as solid, although our guys have been solid all year. I'm just saying right now, when you do that, then the total buy-in occurs.
Wrigley Field, the intimacy of it is a great fan experience. I don't know if you saw a fan get hit.
Oh my God, yeah, absolutely awful.
The bat going
awful.
On. What's the answer, do you think?
Pay attention. I mean, I hate to say, but those are wonderful seats. You probably pay a lot of money for them. You're digging the fact that you're right there. I watch and you see people turning their back to the field when action's going. You just can't do it. You can't do it.
What about screens?
I mean, I don't know how that plays. I don't know what that would mean regarding. That would be an answer for somebody other than me. But what I'm saying is, when you're at the ballpark and you're in those particular locations, watch what's going on. Don't turn your head away from the action. Every time a ball's pitched, you look and see. Then you could go and talk. But I mean, that's probably the best answer, honestly. Just to pay attention. I know when my family's there, I absolutely insist that you watch what's going on.
There's so many bats flying to the crowd too.
Yeah, I mean, but that's been going on for a while. I mean, that's probably was in 1906 also, or 1908, and then to present time. It's been going on for a long time. Right now, you got even more folks involved because the place is jammed. So I'm just saying, if you happen to be in that area and you see a left-handed pull hitter up like a Schwarber, honestly, just really watch what's going on. That's your best form of protection.
Did you talk to Brandon Hunt, because he really reacted when the ball was hit there when the fan got hit?
I did not. I did not. I mean, I knew whoever got hit was probably hurting pretty good. It's one of those things. We're all very sensitive to that. My first experience was in 1976 in Quad City. I was a catcher. I watched a kid get hit with a foul ball when I was sitting on the stoop, right in the nose, and his dad was right there, and he had to pick him up, and the kid's bleeding all. I mean, it happens. It's part of it. It's what happens in these things. I mean, it's awful. It's awful, but I don't know if there's any particular answer right now. I just think, please watch what's going on in the field. That's your best recourse.
Joe, is that something that might keep him out tomorrow, absent?
It could, yeah.
With Bryant, do you believe in spurtability? Because he's the type of guy that could just pop balls out of here. He can hit like five in 5 days.
Oh, of course. I mean, I've always thought that power hitters can't tend to be streaky. Guys that hit for power, if they've been cold for a bit, heads up, they hit one, you can find a whole bunch showing up right after that. All of a sudden you start feeling it. I really like the one to right field. That was hit well. Not that the one to center just didn't have the right trajectory. It was probably wind-aided, but the one to right field was not. That ball had the right trajectory right off the bat. His confidence is up. He's getting big hits. You're going to see more coming because of that.
We talked about Dexter Fowler before the game, set the tone immediately.
Immediately, I mean, just imagine you're that young pitcher for the Braves right there, and that happens right out of the chute. You know, you're staggered a little bit. You all of a sudden, you're just, what's going on here? Am I not throwing hard enough? What's my location bad? You think all kinds of crazy stuff when that happens. So that benefited us, obviously, and we continue to add on. It was really stellar offensive performance for the last several days.
No Legion Week was a wild success for you.
American Legion.
I mean, yeah, American Legion. Does it continue in the next homestand?
No. It's you cannot abuse American Legion Week. There's always a point of diminishing returns that's set in with everything. It's the one thing that I did learn from economics class at Lafayette in 1973. No, you bring it out there, then you pull it back. There's other things that we can do as we move it along forward, but you do not ever abuse American Legion Week.
Although you did wear your socks last.
I've been wearing a different pair right now, and this whole series, they're working.
This is a four-game series you guys have swept this year.
4?
Yes.
Really?
First time since 1945, last time the Cubs were in the World
It's a nice harbinger right there, or omen, whatever you want to call it. Listen, we talked about it before. What I like is that we didn't settle for split. We didn't settle for 3 out of 4. We came out and played it for 4 out of 4, and that's impressive. You got to give our players and our coaches a lot of credit for that. It's really all about the players and showing up and being ready to play, and then our coaches do a wonderful job of getting them ready. That includes the training staff, everything. You watch. I know everybody feels the same way about their group, but I'm watching it. Our guys are spectacular.